wrap this up. I just had to go. And I went and said, I haven't seen you in 40 years. So God saved me, and then God called me to preach, and I left my hometown of Wilmington, and I came back and served here. Tell me. And he says, Johnny, my children are living for Jesus. We've been living for Jesus these whole 40 years. And it just encouraged me that no more than I knew, oh, this is good, the power of the gospel, to just tell them the gospel, and leave the results to God. And God soundly. If we're not careful, we're going to come across as though you've got to be a theologian to tell somebody else how to get saved. Let's just give them the gospel. Amen. I still got my mind on coming forward one Sunday, and when he came forward, I always ask the question. Later, some of these guys that say mature in the Word make fun of the question I ask. But when somebody comes forward and they're just crying, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say, oh, you've come to be saved. And I say to them, why are you coming? And one of them responded to me and said, I don't want to be here today. I don't like this big church, but I sure don't like you. And I thought, okay, why are you coming? Well, I don't know. I didn't want to be here. I just promised my wife on Mother's Day I'd give her anything she wanted. She asked me to come to church, and I didn't want to come, but I came. And I've never liked you. But why'd you come? Why are you preaching? Something happened. The Church of God had it right. While they were singing, somebody touched them. Must have been the hand of the Lord. Glory, 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 glory. Somebody touched me. Must have been while he was preaching. Somebody touched me. I'll tell you, that's what happens when you preach the gospel. God reaches out there and touches that person. And the only hope for any sinner to ever come to Jesus is for Jesus to touch you.
Amen.
The power, the force of the gospel changes lives. It makes saints out of sinners. It makes preachers out of blasphemers. It takes men out of the pool of women. The cross is the manifestation of God's power in our lives. Now let me talk about the fact of the cross. We're on to verse 19. Paul's